countdown. Thanks again for being here, bud.
Thanks.
By the way, we're live and now countdown.
Lead in. Dakota will handle it.
Okay.
How's it going, everybody?
What's up? Hello.
We'll do it live. Hi there, my name's Dakota and this is Fifth Avenue Cigars. We're doing our monthly live stream where we have a bunch of assholes and one fantastic guest at a table talking about Alaskana cigars and the general human condition, which is usually shit.
All right.
What a great start. That is a good intro.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. All right, today we welcome to our table here Mr. Steve Smith. I know you as my customer up at Fifth Avenue Cigars, where you like to have a Coca-Cola now and then, and a couple smokes.
Yep.
Steve, tell us a little about yourself, man.
Well, I'm from Glasgow in Scotland. I moved here 2018, 5 years ago. I met my wife and moved over here to, live with her. I now work as an electronics repair guy. And I have my own external electronics repair company outside of that.
Cool.
So,
cool.
Yeah, my experience of Alaska thus far has been absolutely amazing. I've grown very passionate of this country and virtually everything about it.
The hat.
Yeah, right?
There you go.
Yeah, that gives it away.
In my spare time, I like to play the drums.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, I've a long history with that.
Yeah. You and Ben should have a jam session.
Amen.
Ben sits there and talks about his days up on in Denali.
Oh,
When he
really?
used to jam out.
Oh man.
I just
yeah.
imagine you
music thing.
screaming, girls, rockin' boys.
That's a funny thing. You can maybe relate to this. Anytime somebody finds out that you can play an instrument, they're always like, "Oh, this other guy plays an instrument. You guys should be best friends and play together." It's like, "Oh, you're wearing a collared shirt. Me too. Best friends."
Hey, you want to go karate in the garage?
Yup.
It's like I play brass instruments at home and you guys have never said that. Fuck y'all.
That's a reason for that. Brass instruments are their own thing.
I play trombone so I could do the sad walk.
Yeah, you do.
I'm surprised you haven't brought that in for the.
Oh, I do it all the time at home. My kids love it.
I'm sure they do.
So we got Texas tourists coming in,
Hey,
watching football,
watching
but I'll
football.
check back in.
I sympathize.
John Stewart!
John,
Hello from
over
the
the
Dominican
Cigar.
Republic.
Damn. Hello.
And Texas is coming back in. Where'd the other dude go?
Well,
So I
we
think
have a
he's-
guest every month, so
Yeah.
the other
The
dude
guy.
was a guest.
The other guy being Bruce Bush.
Yeah, he lives in Tampa.
Yeah, actually, I think right now he is in Germany.
Oh, well, I know he was going home and then leaving to go over into Europe. So
I can't remember how many
I don't know if
days
he's over
he
there
said.
right now,
But he might be in Germany right now, or he's going to be there next week. But
I talked to him earlier today. He is potentially joining us on here, but
oh, that's excellent. So he'll be on here.
Steve, I got a question for you. So electronics repair, I used to do and still do occasionally quite a bit of that.
Mhm.
How did you fall into that? Because I assume you're in my age range, which means like it was a hobby when you were a kid. It wasn't a necessity at that point.
So it's kind of a funny story. When I think I was a teenager at the time, my PlayStation broke.
oh no. What's worse than
Well,
that?
yeah, I
when
have a
you're a teenager?
PlayStation, bro. Yeah, it's like, I don't have money.
I didn't have money.
Better
so there
figure
was
it out.
two options, right? There was throw it in the bin
Yeah.
or make an attempt on a repair myself. So
It's already broken, you know?
Yeah. So there's nothing worse that could happen.
No, wait. The question is how did it break? Were you sitting there playing the game? You're like, damn it! And then throw the
Yeah, you
controller
hit
at
it with
it.
the controller.
Well, it was the PS3 Yellow Light of Death.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
I was playing Modern Warfare 2 at the time, and it was very demanding on
You
the
were definitely my
processor.
age.
Yeah, and due to the bad design of the PlayStation, when it gets to a certain temperature, the solder starts to melt, causing balling underneath the processor, and you get the error, and you won't be able to power up
Did
your
you
console
put it in the
anymore.
oven with a brick on top?
I've thought about it. Now.
That is a thing, and it works.
Yeah,
That's supposed to be a
it
fix.
absolutely does.
You take the
It
board out,
absolutely
you
does.
put a brick on it to put pressure on the CPU, and then you get it hot enough that the
It remelts.
flux remelts.
Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, similar.
That is some shade tree shit right there.
It's not stupid if it works.
Oh, dude, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just
Redneck
saying,
repairs,
like,
man.
who is whoever figured that out should be involved in the space program.
Put it in the oven, put a brick on it, call me back.
If someone told you that, you'd be like, what? Usually.
That reminds me of something I heard the other day that our friend Joey told us, which is, all machines are smoke machines if you operate them wrong enough.
Modern Warfare 2 was my all-time fave. Quick
Yep.
save, escape for the win. Oh, quick scope for the win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, the second part.
By the way, I've never lost a quick scope match.
Oh shit.
Oh, all right.
Challenge out there to the world.
Never lost a quick scope
The
match.
second part to that
wait.
statement was, I'm fully convinced that there's magic smoke inside everything that makes it work, and as soon as that smoke gets out, it'll never work again.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just lose the machine spirit. to
Yeah,
the ether.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the machine's soul that gets out.
So, I did something kind of similar to the oven thing. I did have enough money to buy a heat gun. So I took the console apart until I had the motherboard.
And then just hit it with some even pressure.
Yeah, just went round in circles for about an hour with the top temperature. And, there's no real way of telling whether or not it's going to work. So put it back together, added my own thermal paste back on top of the processor, closed it up. Got
Just a
another
little.
I know, right? But I got another 2 years out of that guy.
No shit.
Oh, no shit, wow.
And the thing is, right, I was looking at that board the whole time going, I've got this image up on the screen and there's no cogs or moving parts or anything here that's giving away what's happening between here and the screen. And that right then and there was when I was like just hooked. I was fascinated. I needed to know. So when I went to my boring 9 to 5, they restricted the internet to the news website and Wikipedia.
Are you talking about boarding school?
No, when I had a 9 to 5 job,
Oh, okay.
they restricted the internet,
Okay.
just so you can get distracted and whatnot.
So they kind of force you to work.
Oh, they absolutely did. Worse,
Yeah, they were
worse.
oddly adamant about it.
I don't know why they want to force me to work. I mean,
know,
just because they're paying me
seriously.
doesn't mean that I...
Right? So, what I did was I went through a whole slew of Wikipedia articles on what the function of all the electronics components are. And I learned it and kind of learned how they interact with each other and saved up enough cash from the job that I could pay for my tuition and left the job and went to college to study it.
Can you hand me the old Fitzgerald?
I had such a passion to learn and
Fits.
I only had hands-on experience and it was very difficult doing the whole maths side of things, but before you knew it, I got the course prize award for outstanding achievement.
Nice,
and
cool.
Wow.
I was just set from there. But yeah, I mean it's that was
Well, that's
one
cool
of
that
the high
you took
points.
a passion and like kind of actually did make it.
Yeah.
Like, cause I know so many people that like they go to school, they get a degree, and they don't use their fucking degree.
Yeah.
I went to college. I don't use
It doesn't seem like it's the norm. You're like, I
Yeah.
went to college for this, and then I use
and then I
it
do
directly
that.
here
Yeah.
to make money.
No, it's like I need the 4-year certificate just so I can be able to submit a resume
Yeah.
to get a job that I really want.
I went to college and didn't even get a degree.
Well, I didn't either.
Let's see here. So,
I'm not teaching kids history or music, so like I think I'm doing pretty good. Or English, which I can't spell.
I used to teach myself.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I left, because it wasn't sustainable.
Yeah.
I used to teach out of a private sort of music school
Yeah.
where kids and adults would, they would come into the booth. They would have their own drum kit. I would have mine, and I would first of all start with their coordination exercises. and we would go on to.
They were a bunch of pretentious, uppity little bastards.
Some of them were.
Yeah.
But you know what? Most of them were great. Most of them were fantastic people, and some people who I even still keep in contact with to this day. And you know what's the most satisfying feeling is seeing those little kids that you were teaching.
Yeah.
Growing up now, they're all in their teens now, right? But they're in bands.
Yeah.
And seeing them play with, you know, all the rest of their bands.
They'd be like, I helped do that.
Yeah.
I was an influence.
It's a very like
positive
satisfying
influence.
feeling, you know.
I bet, man. That's great.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So the topic at hand here, we got one from Texas Tourist, and then we'll go around the table about what we're smoking for the evening. I tried some new cigars this week. Had Perdomo, Habano, Sun-Grown, and Gordo, and it was okay. Also tried an Acid True Grit in Gordo, and nothing special. Yeah.
The acid part, I believe.
I've always enjoyed Perdomo, but I don't have a particular one that I'm like in love with.
Yeah.
And acid's an acid, you know.
The Perdomo Champagne was a good cigar. I do remember having that.
The one
like
that's
a
got the
lighter
nicotine
cigar.
colored wrap.
Yeah, it looks like it used to be a clear wrap, but it sat in a room where somebody smoked for 30 years, and it's like kind of an orangey brown color.
Wow.
Well, it's supposed to look like champagne, but it just
We
looks
got-
like an old ass lady. It looks like an old lady's living room.
Yeah. We got Matt coming in here. I just bought a few boff.
A few boxes.
Oh, a few
Or a
box.
few of. Or
No, I bought a few buff.
A few of, but the B instead of the space.
A
like the
few
few.
Can we
of
move
that
on?
sun-grown Perdomo and Robusto, and I thought it was pretty decent.
All right.
Mine kept going out on me and had to keep lighting it. It was weird. Well, if it's raining a fuck ton in Texas right now and it's got high heat, that might be part of the problem.
I'm sure it raining on his cigar. He's not
Oh,
just
yeah.
outside like, I don't know what's happening. Oh, it's just raining on his cigar.
I meant
sure.
high
Sure
humidity.
okay. I'm sure he smoked it like a fucking adult.
Mine was the 20th anniversary, not Habano.
Huh.
Hey everyone!
What's
Mr.
up,
Bush.
Bruce?
Hey, Bruce Bush, how you doing, sir?
Yay!
So as we're going through it here, I'll leave it up there. So as we're going through it here, what are we all smoking? What do you have, Chad? And what do you think so far?
I am having the Diesel Whiskey Rose. What?
Boxer Grail.
The Founders Collection. That's what it's called. A very nice little Connecticut broadleaf, but it's Habano aged in the barrel.
I'm leaning on you for the deets.
Fantastic so far. Nicaragua Habano.
Okay.
That's what it is. And then also for the filler and the binder. Best part is though is this box so
I mean,
far.
Holy fuck!
So much to the point that he had to bring the box to show
Turn
it off.
around to show
It is
him.
pretty fucking impressive.
So the box comes in.
Look at this bullshit.
This nice wrapped
It's all-
wood
it's
box.
all
that-
magnetically
that's
held in
yeah,
there.
That's some
This
serious
guy
fancy
pops out.
pantsery.
For some reason, they did all this
you got
extra
that.
for this. It's an expensive cigar. It's tasty though.
It is
it's got
one of the more expensive ones we've ever had in the humidor.
Ever, yeah.
It's got that Habano flavors right off the bat there. I mean, it's got the little bit of pepperiness
Yeah.
in the front end of it, and I mean, already it's starting to smooth out pretty well.
I might as well I'll give it up because I'm smoking the same thing. I don't think it's. I don't think you say peppery, but I don't think
Well,
peppery
it's
to the
spice
point. That,
pepper.
yeah, a little spice, but blended well with what's
Yes.
going on. And
So
I gotta
paprika.
say, I'm very, very, very impressed with the construction quality so far. Like the pressure I'm getting back from it, even I mean, it is. I'm really liking it so far.
It had on the foot a nice little extra wrap too, so just imagine that little guy there.
Yeah, mine's in the
It-
lounge.
Fantastic cigar so far.
I haven't smoked one yet, but that's good to hear. You know, I mean, there's so much zhuzh and presentation on this with the fancy box and the extra fancy aging process and all that kind of stuff.
And-
it's like,
and
the
fact that-
cigar better be good.
And,
Yeah.
well, and the fact that it's
It's very expensive. So
Well, they have the sherry cask, the regular whiskey row, and then this one in the
Boxer
rabbit
Grill.
hole.
This is Rabbit Hole Boxer Grill.
This reminds
That's
me
that's
of
the bourbon
yeah,
that
Bo-
it's
Boxer
aged
Grill.
in,
yeah.
The Boxer Grill being the where is it out of? I forget what the town is, but basically the Boxer Grill is kind of their little nod towards the town that it's out of. But
All
I
right.
forget what
So,
town it's out of.
we're not sponsored by Diesel, so let's move
No,
on.
no, but it's a new and interesting cigar.
It is interesting, and the
the
box is one of the most unique I've ever seen. It is worth mentioning.
Reminds me of Anthony Bourdain when he was in like Japan. He went to like a boutique cocktail bar, and he orders something on the menu they suggest, and it's like really nice, and he loves it a lot. But he's sitting there for 20 minutes while they fucking make it, and they do all the little things and the garnishes, and he's just like,
And then he's
at
just
the end
like,
of
all right, can I
at
have
the end
another?
of the day, I just want my fucking booze, man. And like that looks like a Japanese fucking cocktail bar.
yeah.
It better be fucking good.
All right.
Ben, what are you
Speaking of
smoking?
something new and interesting, so I might have had one of these on camera before. I've definitely smoked Sagrada before. This is one of our favorite brands. But the Anatoly is one of their new releases that has not actually graced our shelves yet. I'm just lucky enough to get a couple samples because I work here.
You get some
but,
psychedelic rock with it.
I had to like stop myself from smoking all of them because I love this smoke. I love all of their smokes, but this new Anatoly really speaks to me. You're starting off with some woody notes, a little bit of spice and leather, but it's smoothing out and getting subtly sweet. It's going great with my Four Roses whiskey. We have these cigars on the way. They are in the air right now as we speak, on the way here. We have a special event coming this Saturday.
Shipped yesterday.
John Stewart and Natalie Sims of Sagrado Cigars will be here. We're doing a special event at Bernie's Bungalow. It starts 5 p.m. this coming Saturday. We're going to smoke some fantastic new cigars. We're having a big feast of ribs with sides. Going to have a fancy, Glenmorangie whiskey's going to be there. This is a fantastic
Glenmorangie
smoke.
or Glenmorangie
I feel
Glenmorangie. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel almost greedy sitting here smoking this on the camera when you guys haven't had it yet, but trust me, it will be here soon. It's worth it. Please try it.
You selfish bastard.
I know. Hey, look at me go. All right.
I always thought it was funny. Scotland has too many vowels, and then like all of Scandinavia has none.
Where do you think they got them from?
Yeah.
They stole them. Anyway.
I think
so,
Welsh is the one with all the vowels.
So anyway, that's me, Sagrado Anatoly. Love the smoke. Steve, what to get into here?
I've got the Tabac Especial,
Okay, cool.
and it's a great experience. You're sitting tasting the kind of chocolatey but very unintrusive taste. It's
Good
very
stuff.
very smooth and thoroughly enjoyable to just sit back and relax with.
Good.
Good subtle notes of chocolate in that one.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, I'm not what you would call a cigar connoisseur, but it's a mark above the rest I've been smoking so far.
Nice.
and,
Excellent.
Well, you enjoy some Deadwood cigars, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So I thought this was my recommendation. I hope you're enjoying it. But,
Absolutely, yeah. I love
yeah.
it. Thank
All
you.
right.
Same parent company of Drew Estate,
Okay.
coming out of
Yeah.
Nicaragua.
Well, we can skip me. Dakota?
I am having the Don Kiki Gold, and
Don Kiki.
yeah,
Kiki Gold, hell yeah.
I know nothing about it for the most part, except that I've had it previously. I really do dig this stuff. It is totally my bag. I've got a book on that shelf that says it is.
I've had it too. I love it. It's a fantastic cigar.
Um,
I had it on your recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bruce Bush is in this chat right now. Bruce, feel free to chime in and correct me if I'm wrong. But if I'm quoting Bruce correctly from when we had our event last weekend, Bruce tells me that was the last blend that his name was Enrique Berger. Don Kiki himself did, but he didn't. He passed away, unfortunately. So I don't.
It was
if I
never
remember
released
Bruce's
while he was
story-
alive, right?
Right, yeah, if I remember Bruce's story correctly, he never got to see that cigar actually come to fruition and into production. He just blended it, created it, and then unfortunately we lost it. But again, Bruce, please fact check me on that. I think I'm remembering correctly. But I like it. Do you find some woody notes in there?
it's definitely a little woody. It reminds me of like the baking spice profile that Oliva always claims, except like more pronounced and in your face, without being like too hot in the mouth. You know?
So more forward with something that.
Yeah, it's like I can pick out cinnamon, I can pick out a little bit of nutmeg,
nice. Yeah.
and then there might be a little bit of clove in there, but like it doesn't double down on like just a chorus of other bullshit. It's just this is what it is, and I like that.
Picks a lane and stays in it. Does it
yeah.
justice.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick something. I'm gonna do it well instead of trying to do everything.
Nice.
Cool.
Fucking leave it.
Let's try to catch up on some.
So we got
comments.
Bush coming in here. We got Bush coming in here saying that Chad looks like a pimp in that jacket.
Yeah, well,
He
tell us,
doesn't just look like one.
Pimping it easy.
I
tell
want
us something
money.
we didn't know.
We got Texas Taurus coming in saying, "What
the
the
shit?"
That box." Not quite what he
Nice
said,
box.
but
Nice box.
Chad, yeah.
I told you I didn't want my box on the show.
Nice box, Chad.
we got
Jesus Christ.
Daryl Klubeck coming in here. Hello from
Oh,
Daryl.
Daryl, Cabby 1901.
Wonderful.
1901. No
nice.
shit.
Hello,
Welcome.
Cabby.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
already-
Daryl, thanks for being here, man.
Already did John's comment a minute ago when it was apocryphal.
Back to Daryl, just real quick though. We are getting very close to needing a reorder from you guys. Not to make this business, but part of the reason is that we have people call us every now and then. They're like gonna be on a I have a shipboat captain talking to us on the way northern parts of Alaska right now, and they're like, I need cigars. Here's my budget. Give me some fancy. Give me some whatever. I gave him 10 total of your Naked line, which is our favorite bundle cigars. They're fantastic.
Was he on his way to Antarctica?
Maybe they didn't tell me like a big story about
well,
it.
because I got a buddy who's the president of Alaska Maritime Services, and there's a bunch of captains that are going to be heading out to Antarctica, and they want to stop in and load up on some cigars and head out that way. So I think that might have been
That might be them.
Okay.
Well, anyway, Daryl, I haven't interacted with you that much, but I'm very interested, and we
It's a
love your
small
cigars.
fucking world.
Thank you so much for joining our live stream.
Yeah,
And,
thank you very
let's
much,
get in
man. We
contact and
appreciate
get to
that.
know each other better soon, and do some more business because it's been great.
I
Chad
got
Hefner.
Just
Yeah,
a young Hefner.
young Chad.
Hold on,
Hefner.
you gotta push the hair over to the side a little bit.
There you go.
Well, it kind of fell again.
That jacket's a Roselli, by the way.
Been to Scotland many times from John here. Love it there. We got Texas Taurus to box are tasty. It's like a dessert cigar.
Dessert
A
cigar.
desert cigar.
A desert
Desert.
cigar.
I've got a sweet tooth, so it just
It hits the
it right.
spot.
chef's kiss right there, man.
Nice.
We're doing pretty okay there, Daryl.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
All right,
good.
cool.
Rick Ben.
Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate that.
I'm more of a fan of the pastoral myself.
Of course you would be.
Of course,
No.
of course.
Antarctica has hidden pyramids with cigars in them.
Let's go!
Wait, they're ziggurats. We've all agreed upon this.
All right, company trip.
Company trip Antarctica. Can we just show up and go, so where's these pyramids at, huh?
Not to conduct business on the live stream, but Daryl's going to give you a call this week.
All
Perfect,
right,
man. Thank
sweet.
you so much. Can't wait to hear from you.
No, conduct business on a live stream. What else we got to do?
So Steve, like, did you come to like Alaska by first choice specifically to do electronic repair? Like,
Oh, you're gonna like this. So,
you joined the Marines.
I shared a meme on Reddit,
Okay.
and my wife-to-be thought it was funny, messaged me, and we've been together ever since.
Oh shit.
So a meme.
Yeah, that's
meme.
A
over
meme on Reddit.
That's
Yeah.
the craziest dating online story that I've heard yet.
Right?
That's got to be the most epic meme share of all
No
time.
shit.
It's
I
not
shared a meme so hard it got me a wife.
It's not like she sent you a picture of a box. You sent one of a banana, and then you're married.
Yeah, wow.
Jesus.
Usually I just send inappropriate stuff to my buddy Will off camera.
Right.
He just makes the laughing face. You know, like, but.
Careful, he's gonna end up trying to fuck you.
No, that's already a thing.
So she came across to stay with me for a little while, and this was after a long time of speaking, and I was mad about her, and
In a good way.
Yeah, and so the night before she had to fly off back here, took her up to basically the highest point in the city where an old observatory is, like real high up. You can overlook the city, and I proposed to her there, and then I waited a little bit and came across to Alaska where we actually got married.
Okay.
I like that. That's old school romance. Like, where's the coolest, dopest, highest up, whatever spot I can get? That's great. Good. Hats off to you, man. That's good.
Thank you, man. It's I'm not known for being particularly romantic. In fact, kind of the opposite. I'm a little. I'm not very good at it.
You didn't propose over mac and cheese. You're
Wait, you
fine.
mean an electronics engineer is not all touchy-feely? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you said earlier you're from Glasgow.
Yes.
So was that in Glasgow, or were you living somewhere else at the time?
I was, but it's practically Glasgow. So it's a town called Paisley.
It's a suburb just outside or something?
Yeah. So you guys heard of the Paisley pattern
Yeah,
shirts?
yeah.
Right. That's where it came
Tell
from.
me it comes from there. That's awesome. Does everybody just walk around a dope ass 70s
I
style
know, right?
shirts?
You think, right? But
See all these? I know you think it's amoebas, but they are paisley.
It's probably too on the nose now, right? You probably don't wear it
I
there.
see so many
I
tourist
don't
kilts
see
that
it.
are just fucking paisley.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
A Paisley kilt.
Yeah. That
It'd be
seems like someone needs to
something out of
corner that
Austin
market.
Powers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Except I wouldn't. Yeah, well.
The Paisley kilt sounds like a place I'd like to go have a pint.
Well, I was working as a barman there at the time at
Delicate
night.
yet strong.
Yeah, I had my own store during the day and supplemented my income at night at a bar. So I was barman, cleaner, and bouncer, all in
All in one?
all for the price of one wage. They got a smashing deal with me, I'll tell you that.
Isn't that how most bars do it though?
I was the only male that worked there. Anytime there's a spillage, Steve. Anytime there's a bar fight, Steve.
Are you saying you did nothing but Chad work?
Yeah, well, I could only hope so.
Now, we had talked before about this, if I'm remembering right. So, my family name, Renfro, comes from a town out of Scotland called Renfrewshire.
Yep,
And
that's where
you-
Paisley is.
Paisley. So, oddly enough,
We're going to have to get you a new jacket.
he knows
Or at least a fancy
exactly
kilt.
where my family name came from because you grew up there.
Right, so there you go.
It's freaking
As we
wild.
were saying, small world.
Yeah.
Small world.
Wild.
So,
Very cool.
yeah, I just,
If you're ever somewhere in a big crowd, just scream, Renfro! 2 people that look like Chad will raise their hands.
see, I don't
They're
have a very
prolific.
Scottish name either. I'm Steve Smith.
Yeah,
I swear to God, that's fake, dude.
I
don't
know,
what
right?
your
It's
name
like,
is,
did
but-
you change your name when you came here? Because a lot of people, when they come to Alaska, change their name when they come
Yeah, this
here.
is all a story.
Yeah.
He's being
I
hidden
mean,
by the
the
FBI.
founder of Calvinism.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
It's like every single, like, modern, like, 1800s and on up, famous Scottish person, Smith.
Well,
They're all Smith.
Yeah, right.
They're
It's-
prolific.
I don't know. It must be something in the water, but it's. Well, I think Smith is probably still one of the most popular names in the
I've
world.
known a lot of Smiths in my life, yeah.
I think it comes from
Smiths.
I would assume like blacksmith.
blacksmith,
Yeah.
but the word I think it comes from smiting.
Oh,
To
okay.
smite, to strike.
Yeah, yeah.
Like as in the metal workers and things
And then
like
here
that.
you are as a drummer striking the shit
Not
out.
just that, but I've recently just taken up welding.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no shit.
So like, just going right back to my roots, I guess. But I tell you what, I love welding. I've only been doing it a
We
short
might have to
period
talk
of time.
off camera. I got some welding work I need
Oh,
done.
you do?
I told you that like we might have work for you, but that's a new thing though, right? So like you've
Yeah.
been a regular at our shop for a little while.
Yes.
And we bullshit and chat as we have time
Oh, yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
And you told me it wasn't that long ago. You're like, yeah, I'm just I've done an apprenticeship and I just kind of got a little rig of my own, been experimenting with it
Yep.
and gotten some really good like attaboys and accolades from people who actually really know what they're
Can I
doing,
treat you
right?
for
Yes,
Brimstone?
So I
Do the
expressed my
trifecta tonight.
interest in wanting to start welding with my father-in-law, and
Oh yeah, turpentine.
he suggested that I speak to one of his friends, Cliff, who was a welder by trade.
Oh, so not Cliff, not Clef.
CLIFF, yeah.
Cliff.
Okay.
Cliff.
It's
No,
not
yeah,
being a
Accent
dick.
man does
I'm
it.
not being a dick. I'm like, did he have like a fucked up palate?
Cliff, like Cliff.
Just call him Clef all the time.
God. How rude are his fucking friends? You're just gonna be Clef.
My name is Jim.
Can you imagine that we just referred to everyone by their immutable qualities? Just, yeah, I'm Baldy, guys. Alright, just
Hey, you can just call me Winky Eye, because one of mine's a little small.
There you go. But Cliff had me over, and strangely enough, another guy turned up, and this other guy wanted to learn welding too. So it was two of us that turned up on the first day, and we just kind of learned the basics, and it was just learning the basics of stick welding because that was.
Oh, so you do TIG or MIG?
I've actually got all of the
Oh, no
processes.
shit. No shit.
So,
Can you take stainless?
No, not
This
yet.
is probably a question I should ask
I mean,
off camera. These are specific to things that I need.
I'll give it a try.
Can
but
you stitch weld?
stitch? Do you mean like the pattern?
No, like on a body panel.
Body panel.
Never mind. We'll talk about it
You know
later.
what? I believe in this
Because-
guy. I'm going to answer for him and say yes.
Well,
I'm now representing Steve.
well, I guess-
You can do anything you need.
I've not heard that term, stitch weld.
I haven't either.
That might be a giveaway,
It's,
or it's just,
where
know,
you put a new, you cut a section of rotten metal out, you put a new body panel on a car, and you do a punch
Oh.
of tacks, and then you stitch, and then you go over here and stitch, so you don't spread
Oh,
the
so it
heat
doesn't
anymore.
work.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I can
yeah,
do that. Yes.
You kind of have to do the same thing with like exhaust tubing or any thin wall steel. Like
Yeah.
I did.
You
So
stitch weld
I
so you
can
don't fuck it up.
I can MIG, but I can't TIG.
Oh.
And when I did rigid intercooler piping on a couple of cars.
Okay.
And so it was the same thing. Like you can't just weld it. You have to tack, and you have to keep tacking until you've gotten all the way around the thing.
Well,
You see, I gotta
Oh,
disagree.
Lincoln Electric.
As long as you keep adding material to it, you'll eventually get it
Yes.
jacked up.
Yes, but if you're just running wire to the inside of the chamber, like you're just fucking up your airflow.
that's what they call
No, you're
that's what they
making a
call a
muffler.
Texas TIG.
Yeah, there you go.
When you're doing stick welding, you just add metal as you're doing it to avoid the burn throughs. You know,
That's why they
I know
want
you
you to
can't
do
maybe
exhaust
see it
so
on
you
camera, but
Yeah.
this
So they
was
can
my
just go
first project. I actually wanted to make
Can we do a top 10?
I don't know. Maybe can we?
Maybe.
Yeah, give me just a moment here.
Can we top down?
We'll see if it. We'll see if it shows up on camera or not.
Yep, it will.
Oh,
Me too.
there you go. All right, so.
Oh no! Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, Dakota screwed it all up.
Oh, nope, I don't want video
Nope.
files.
Okay, hold on.
So this was your first project.
This
that
was
you
my
did.
first project. I made a welding cart for my welder to move it around.
Yeah.
It's just a small enclosure where I can store tools, lock it if I need to be, and wheel it around. And it cost me like $200.
Oh,
for
that's the
materials.
NASCAR series Lincoln.
It's the power
That
head,
was
yeah.
my very first fucking MIG welder.
Was it?
Yeah, it was that welder. That was my very first MIG welder. The NASCAR series.
The whole stack
MIG.
cost you $200.
Not the welder. But
I was gonna be like, that's
all the
like an
metal
$800
parts.
welder.
That's a $2,000 welder right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That's
The-
insane, but I
It's
needed
funny
to
that-
get something that was good.
The very first thing I made was a stand for the welder, and the second thing I made was a sandblast cabinet. Because I found out that
sandblast cabinet.
because I found out that sandblast cabinets cost $3,000, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, I can't afford that, so I guess I'm making a sandblast cabinet.
We do have a very important question up here from Mr. Chris
Ah!
Hancock. This needs to be addressed.
Chris.
Let's get it out in the open. Let's talk about it.
Wearing my fantastic Christmas gift from 2020.
2019, maybe
2019.
2020. It's pre-COVID.
So with branded chatted on there for you
Yeah.
guys, because I sit there and ash on the floor or on the table or myself.
So we call that chatting.
These guys bought me a wonderful
have to
smoking
have an
jacket for the
infographic
live
in the
streams
last
that we got.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Good to see you on here, Chris.
Cheers.
You know, in my view,
Red Bull, cheers.
you're all chads. There you go. Are we going to talk about this sweet whiskey, man?
Yeah,
Which
Yeah,
one?
sure,
Okay,
let's talk about the
let's
whiskey
do
for
the
a minute.
pairing. That's perfect. Which one? You're having the brimstone?
The brimstone right there, yeah.
from Balcones. Yeah, our friend Tim Wheeler, who has
We should give a
randomly
shout out to
chopped off at least a couple $1,000 worth of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Thank
Tim
you very
loves
much,
to hook
Tim.
us up.
Jesus
Thank
Christ.
you,
Tim,
Tim. If you're
Tim
seeing
hooked
this,
us up tonight. Like fucking hats off to him.
Tim
Thank
comes
you
out to
so
the
much.
event.
All
Bruce
there.
Bruce met Tim at the event. Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
Tim's weird, like I'm weird. We get along.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
He's a good guy. Good guy. I mean, anybody that brings us booze is fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's also not only fantastic, but he's a
Says
good guy.
Chad with his Red Bull. Anybody that brings us booze, okay, in my book, I'm gonna have a little bit of Red Bull.
I will.
Thanks, Travis Pastrana.
I would do some of that Fitzgerald before you go.
I'll try it for sure.
Yeah, it's
Very smooth, very nice. But
it's
thank you
not
very much,
something
Tim.
we'll ever buy again.
Okay, well,
What do you
what
think
are
of
you
the
drinking
Brimstone?
and how do you like it?
So
Tell
the-
us about it.
So I'm,
You're doing
I've
the
got
Brimstone.
Brimstone right
Brimstone,
here.
okay.
Fantastic taste. It's a lot smoother actually than generally I would expect for something that it tastes as good as it does. Sometimes it has a little bit of a bite to it.
And it's 50 what percent? So 53%? Am I saying that right?
Yes, it would be 106 proof.
Okay, yeah. So that's
Yeah, 106 proof.
so smooth. You say though, still.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
It's lovely. You can just sit and enjoy it. There's no.
It's quite dark.
You can really
Yeah.
taste that
Quite
corn.
dark.
Yeah.
You can't even
absolutely.
see
You
through
just-
it.
You just sit and drink it straight.
Yeah.
No problem at all. Usually, you know, if you're having a whiskey, depending what one you're drinking, it doesn't always go down quite the way you expect.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
There's-
Texas
with this,
scrub, oak
there's-
smoked.
There's no bite, there's no burn,
Mm.
and I'm still, as I said, like right at the start, I'm trying to figure out what the
Their version of
aftertaste is, but it's very interesting, and hope to figure it out.
Well,
by
and the
end of
name's
night.
cool too. I mean,
Yes, absolutely.
I'll have to try that next.
What are you having?
I'm having Four Roses, man. We got the small batch over here. I love everything. I
it's
love
kind of a
trying,
staple for us,
I-
though, the Four Roses.
It is. I love trying new things like Brimstone, and I'm always down to try everything. But what I appreciate most is a reliable product. You can always find the price is right and it performs well. I don't need the higher proof per se. I'll do it if that's what we're doing. But yeah, Four Roses for me is just a staple rotation for me. It
I mean, that's
goes
no
well with all
slouch.
my cigars.
It's 97.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
it's not like it's weak or anything.
No, it's
but I
also
mean,
what is that? $70 a bottle up here, I think. I want to say.
something like
54.
that.
Is
I
it?
don't even know if it's 70. I think it's.
Oh,
60.
it's the square one. That's the $70
that's their
a bottle.
high-end,
Okay.
the-
Oh,
yeah,
by the
yeah,
way,
yeah, sorry.
Chad just chatted on the table
Chad
again.
just chatted.
So
Oh,
to answer the
hey,
question,
there we
yeah,
go.
but no, dude, I really enjoy Four Roses as a blend. I've been drinking Four Roses for probably a decade now, and I'm always happy to see
Not
it.
on the
If
box.
you notice, that's the first thing I reach for.
Yeah.
It's a staple for me too because when I really want to experience a cigar, it's nice to have a whiskey I already
You
know.
have a baseline.
It's the
Yeah.
control and
Yeah.
the science experiment.
Yeah.
The control.
The control. Like Texas
Control.
Red Bull. Yeah, I always appreciate Four Roses. So hats off to whoever's doing that. That's great.
Yeah, sweet.
What about you, sir?
I'm doing the old Fitzgerald. Only the second bottle we've ever had through the shop.
Bottled in bond.
Yeah. And it's been quite a bit since we had it, so I kind of wanted a refresher on it. But it's super smooth, not offensive. But I think I think I'm gonna move on to the Brimstone next because I want something like, and not
I wanna
to
try it.
Yeah, like nothing bad about Old Fitzgerald. It's fantastic.
I might try the Noah's Mill, which is a fucking wild card. None of us know what the fuck
So
that's about.
me and Ben have had the Noah's Mill.
I could have sworn I've seen the bottle.
We
yeah.
had it as a taster over at the Broken Blender. And it was
Yeah,
one of the
that's right.
ones, so of the
That's right.
So they had 4 that they wanted to do for the cigar event, and we vetoed the Noah's Mill and added a couple others so people could have a choice of what they wanted. And Noah's Mill was one of the ones we vetoed because it wasn't our favorite and it doesn't have the name recognition.
That and then okay, now that's why I want to remember.
But-
Okay, Matt's off camera too, and he brought this, and we're very grateful, and it's nice. I remember
Yeah.
that whiskey and why I was against it for the event because it's strong. It's got a little bite to
Yes.
it, and it's
Yeah,
strong.
yeah.
And we have people showing up who are maybe not as everyday whiskey drinking, cigar smoking people as we are, and I'm not trying to get a 30 top trashed. So I was like, let's keep it to a little bit more
Yeah.
tame. But I didn't have anything against it. I just was like, it's a little bitey and it's a little strong.
Yeah.
Let's go approachable.
I am
mass appeal.
interested, especially because the guy that recommended it to us at that tasting, I really trust his palate. And
Yeah.
if he picked that, then I need to give that a go.
Yes,
Because
and that was Al from Broken Blender.
Oh, it was
the new-
Rossi that picked no.
Al Rossi, I guess. He told me.
I always
Al.
call him Rossi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Hey,
Anyway.
that's his kid, man.
Great place. Broken Blender has a great whiskey line. They have a whiskey wall, selection. You can also go smoke a cigar there, have some good food.
Yeah.
Definitely check out the blender.
Don't sleep on the blender.
No, their
good
whiskey
whiskeys,
wall.
good whiskeys, and a place to smoke cigars.
Their whiskey wall is not bad.
Yeah.
I gotta say, hey Liam, you're up a little late, but what's going on, little buddy?
Go to bed. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing up
What are we
here?
at?
There's a monster under your bed, Liam. Don't listen to your dad. He's down there. I found him one time when I was your age.
The Noah's Mill
Jesus
hits pretty
Christ.
hard.
Yeah, I
fairly
don't know what this
sweet.
guy's talking about, Liam.
All right. The Noah's Mill hits pretty hard. Fairly sweet. Sorry.
Caramely corny is what I'm getting.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Caramelly
Alright.
corny.
Yeah. Texas Tourist, I ordered 4 single shots via delivery earlier for $5, and they accidentally sent me 4 full bottles of bourbon instead.
Well, you have no choice
Fuck
but to
you,
drink
man.
all of them.
No, you know what you do is you just
You
hit
said you were going to
reorder.
drink it.
I had somebody show up to my house at. So I don't use a key to my house. I have little push buttons, do, and then you get in.
Me too.
And so I was sitting upstairs the other night, and I heard beep, beep, and then I heard it go. I heard it. You know, it gives the thing
Fail.
where fail. It goes doo doo doo. So I heard beep beep doo doo doo, beep beep doo doo doo, and I'm upstairs. I'm like, what in the fuck is that? And I go downstairs, and there's this, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I go downstairs and look at the people, and there's this fucking hammered lady just fucking poking holes in my door. And I'm like, hey. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? She goes, I need to go to 557. I go, I don't know where that is, but it ain't here. Like, you need stop poking at the door. Like, you need to go away.
Holy hell.
We got a quick good night here from Daryl. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Thanks,
I
man,
look
for
forward to your
hanging
phone
out. We
call.
appreciate it.
We'll see you here again.
Then we got Chris coming in here say, y'all guys
Made his
made
night.
his night.
All right.
Just going
Thanks,
to play
man.
Fortnite. I'm going to go to bed. Y'all have fun.
Sorry we do it so
Night.
late. We're just in a weird time zone.
Well, yeah, they're down
Devil's
in Oklahoma.
River Agave Bourbon. What?
Agave, is that not what makes
Tequila.
yes.
Yeah.
So tequila bourbon sort of thing?
No, it's a sweetener. You can use agave syrup as a nice sweetener that's
Yeah.
not sugar based. So if you're diabetic or if you're just trying
Generally,
to
when I
not,
make old fashions, I use agave syrup
Yeah.
because it doesn't fuck with the taste.
And
that's just because he's fancy though. It's not for health reasons. Hey, pinky's up to you too, my friend.
So as far as my pairing, so I started out with old fashioned with Wild Turkey 101, which I enjoyed. Then I did.
It's off camera, just in case anybody's looking.
Oh yeah,
for it.
it's over there. And then I did Old Fitzgerald because I remember that being pretty good, but I was sticker shocked by it.
Whatever you want.
And yeah, it's
Grab
pretty
some of
good.
this. Cheers.
I don't know if I'd pay the premium that some people do for it, but it is a very solid bourbon.
Yeah.
It definitely shines through as like a exemplar.
Just going to grab some ice.
Oh, go for it, man. I should be doing that.
Where were you?
And me
Dakota?
too. I also left the lid open, which sucks. So hopefully
all
there's
good.
some left.
And then I went to Brimstone, and I should have just done Brimstone in the first place. It's got a nice smokiness. It's got that like weird kind of tarish sweetness of like oak to it. And then just that sweet corn that Balcones is known for, just coming right fucking through. It's good.
Does anyone need anything down?
No, we're good.
No,
man.
sit down, man.
Yeah.
You were the
You're a
guest.
guest.
Sit down.
You are not at work right
You
now.
should point and snap. You shouldn't do anything.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have that.
So, as far as like electronics repair and all that, did you go to school for it? Or has it just been like something you picked up? I'm
I did,
assuming,
yeah.
Can you do like micro soldering?
I am a micro soldering expert.
Man, I can't do it anymore.
Oh,
My hands
shit.
shake way too much.
Well,
I have got some work. Like we gotta talk off camera.
There are
We've gotta
some-
talk off camera again. Like I got
man.
some switches I need wired in, and they're micro switches,
Oh, right.
and they're like so small that I can't get it done on my own.
Oh, yeah.
And my hands shake too much to do the micro soldering anymore. So like,
Nightmare.
there's been several things that come up. It's like, oh, I can repair it, and then I look at them like, no, we gotta buy a new one.
Well, it all started off kind of just. I enjoyed the practical side of electronics. And
What voltmeter do you use, or do you use an oscilloscope?
I have an oscilloscope.
All right.
I use a Rigol oscilloscope. But my multimeter, believe it or not, is so the industry standard is the fluke, of course, right?
fluke,
yeah.
But I don't go for the fluke. I kind of have what you would refer to as a shitty one, right?
Craftsman.
But it's oh God, what is the brand?
Why don't you use the fluke then?
I'll tell you.
Just because you don't want to pay $700 for
tell
a
you.
fucking fluke?
Well, no, like I'll tell you
Because
exactly
that's why I don't use a
right?
fluke.
So the multimeter has a couple of functions that I use all the time. You've got diode mode and you've got continuity mode. And for most of the time when you're switching around on a
Does it do an
multimeter,
audible beep when you're doing continuity?
yes, it does.
See, not everyone, even Fluke, doesn't do that, which is fucking annoying.
That's why I prefer this little one,
Yeah.
because you can have it on continuity mode or diode mode. It's not like what I believe Fluke has, where it's got either or. So it allows me to say, okay, is there continuity here? Great, there's continuity, and then I can switch to diode mode, and I can see whether or not the diodes are working when I'm doing that. So I can perform two separate functions and get the details of everything, rather than have it simply as an all-in-one that you kinda is meh. But the most important thing to me about it, believe it or not, is the buzzer.
Yeah.
So when you're using continuity mode, and a lot of the multimeters you use, it's kind of like it's a horrible little buzzer, right? This one is just like it's either on or it's off. There's no messing about. It's beep, beep, beep. You know, that's the thing that annoys me, because if you don't have something that properly indicates that you've got continuity, if it doesn't beep when it's supposed to be beeping, then it's not very reliable as you know, a multimeter. So I got something that it just works, man.
All right.
You know?
Well, yet again, off camera, I'm going to need to ask you a couple of questions.
So,
Absolutely, man.
I sat there. I got the same kind of thing. I got the climb multimeter.
Yeah. Orange one.
And you know, it has all the functions, auto voltage and everything.
Yeah.
And then I go to work with my dad on a deal, and he's like, hey, where's the amp clamp on this thing? I'm like, fuck! So I go and grab a like $50 little multimeter that has an amp clamp, and it works just the same. It's
Right.
like, what? I spent all this money on this climb, and now I got this other one I use more.
So,
I got
funny.
a really big question for you.
Sure.
How many needing repair old school IBM motherboards do you have sitting at your house? Anyone who does repairs and does
old
it for fun.
IBM motherboards?
No, like just old ass motherboards where you're running continuity and repairing and
Do you know what,
replacing capacitors as you go.
It's strange
Checking
because
chips to make sure that they
Get you
read
a
out on your
drink. Oh, shit, I
oscilloscope.
forgot for it. So I don't know if it's because of the name of my company or it's just pure coincidence, right?
Shout it out.
Yeah.
It's called redlinerepairs.com.
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 Thank you. I don't know if it's because that's generally sounds automotive, but I've
it
had
does.
a lot of
It
people
does
come
sound
to
very
me
automotive.
for automotive repairs now. People ask me to do computer repairs for the cars, and it's
Cutting
simply
out the rubber, removing bits.
yeah,
Or
just you know, the
ECU,
little boxes
putting
and
their
whatnot.
ECU in an oven with a brick on it.
Right.
You'd be surprised.
The humble beginnings, eh? But it's how do I say it? Well,
You don't have to be politically correct.
it's kind of taken over, and I've got more and more people asking me to do vehicle-related repairs, and I don't have a problem with that. It's
So you're
just I
basically
never
repairing Ataris.
never thought I was ever. I don't know anything about cars. Don't know anything, but I know how to drive them, and that's it, right? I don't even know how to drive stick.
Same.
I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
really?
No,
I thought that was required, like in the entire UK.
I don't
you
even
have to
play
know how to do
racing
stick.
games, my dude, and I'm a gamer. You know, like, there you go.
Downshifting and upshifting at all the wrong
Yeah.
times.
But it's, a lot of people come to me with the older models of vehicles, boards and things like that, like odometers and stuff, where the years have went on and the vibration
So
has
many
just got
volts.
to it.
Yeah.
The components are falling off. I just replace them. See, the other day, a guy came up to me. He didn't come up to me, like I met him as a client, but he's like, my washing machine broke. Right? I said, okay, like show me the board that controls your washing machine. And I said, okay, your relay's gone. And here's the thing about the way this business operates. It's like I don't have a washing machine I can just put this into to make sure it works, right? So I have to put the components in that I find are broken, and then go around and see if there's anything else that's kind of like a
You're asking me
giveaway.
to do it the most labor-intensive way possible.
Yeah, right. So I gave it back to him. He was like, "Holy shit, it works!" And I'm just like, "Oh, sweat off my brow." Now, like, I don't like charging people when it's
Electronics
like, the
are
device
electronics.
doesn't work. So it's a really good feeling, and I think that's kind of the drive for me over anything else is that I like helping people. I like the feeling of fixing something and seeing the look on someone's face when they have their item working as it should again. Not having to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars fixing something or replacing something with a company because how these companies operate.
To quote
these
one of
days.
my idols, Arnold, be useful. Be useful. Like that's one of the main proponents, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's an elder statesman guy now, and he's trying to motivate people to live good lives.
If you can't be
and
handsome,
he says, "Be useful."
If you can't be handsome, be handy.
there you go.
If she doesn't find me handsome, she doesn't find me useful.
I had a car back in the day that I was building to be an autocross car, and the ECU was underneath the passenger seat,
Right.
and the wiring harness ran outside of the passenger seat along the rocker panel, and it ran underneath the glove box. And someone had put speakers in the little corner down by your feet, and they had drilled right through the wiring harness about 3 feet from the ECU. So it was a bundle of wires about that big, and they put a wood screw right through. And it was like, and I spent probably 3 or 4 months trying to sort out the wiring before I finally had to tear out the entire wiring harness and rewiring harness the entire fucking car. I had to strip the whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, well, if I were smarter about what I were trying to do, maybe I would have been able to figure it out. But I couldn't do it.
I want to call attention for a brief moment to comments because I see our buddy John Stewart up here. Not to skip over anybody, but he's gonna dip out here in just a moment if he hasn't already. And I just wanted to take a moment again to say thank you, John, for chiming in. Thank you for these delicious cigars.
Appreciate it, man.
We got this event coming up again, Barney's Bungalow, this coming Saturday. It is at 5 p.m. $100 gets you a couple premium cigars, fat ass plate of ribs and sides. We're doing high-end whiskey. You have presentations from people. John himself, he's a Marine Corps veteran. He's a fucking badass, awesome dude.
That also
we love him.
The gratuity,
And,
so you don't have to worry about tipping.
Gratuity.
you can
on
always
there.
tip.
But always tip.
Always tip.
But always tip.
Anyway,
Don't
I
forget to
just
tip your
wanted
servers.
to before we got too late, I saw that and I wanted to acknowledge John real quick.
Well, have we
And,
skipped any other comments?
We
a couple,
look
not
it up
too
for
much,
the
but-
Devil's River agave.
Agave.
It's late. Yep, that's
Agave.
pretty much it for right now.
That's it.
Alright.
Anyway, I just want to say
Alright.
thanks, John, for
As long as
tuning in.
we're caught up, as
I'm
long as
sure
we're
you're
caught
out soon, but before
Let's,
you left, I want to say hello.
Let's go
Let's
around
hit it
the
up.
table.
And a
Yeah.
stick?
And the stick impressions, since we kind of glossed over the middle stick.
We've been having a good time.
And we've been having
yeah.
a great time.
What do you got there on the diesel, man?
So with this diesel, I haven't.
What
pushed
is
through it.
that diesel for people who are tuning in
The
right
diesel is the Boxer Grail Founders Collection by Diesel Whiskey Row.
now? That is a
Yellow
mouthful.
rabbit?
Fuck, something rabbit.
Rabbit hole.
Rabbit
Rabbit
hole. Yeah. Rabbit hole whiskey barrels that they age in with a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper and the whatchamacallit in the inside, the Nicaraguan Habano in the middle. Both the binder and filler.
Yeah.
Except for one of them's
So how has it performed?
progressed.
Yeah.
Fantastically, like I said, they haven't blown through it because it hasn't gotten overly.
No anxiety so far for the performance?
No anxiety for
Okay.
it. It smooths out really well. Like the spice is there, but it's not like overpowering. It is just a good flavor added to it. It's not over oily, but there is that little bit coating in the mouth. So if you don't like your mouth having that oily feel, might not be the best. But I mean, look how dark that wrapper is, man.
Are you trying to avoid
Yeah.
saying creamy
And
mouthfeel?
it's oily, but not offensively oily.
Yeah.
It needs to be offensively oily. I want to like do my hair with it.
It's not like they're
just fucking
like the shorty.
Dapper Dan the
The
cigar.
shorty, I would imagine, is just nothing but coating your mouth with oil. I haven't had one,
Yeah.
but looking at that one and from what I've heard,
If it's that oily, it might be good for anybody who likes to age a cigar. Because if it's nice and oily, if you age it, if you buy a box and set it aside for a few years, those oils will crystallize, right, and get that kind of like I don't know what not chalky's the wrong word, but like you can see it. You can see the crystallized oils on the outside.
on top of it, yeah.
If you're into that, that might be a good one to go for.
And the retro hail isn't offensive at all. I mean, with
I've done
some
it.
Habanos,
I've done it several times. I agree.
Yeah, it goes
Even when it's
smoothly.
this short, like
You still get that little bit of a pinch in the nose from the spices, but it's not going to kill you. Ben.
Cool. Well, I just double retro-hailed my Sagrado Anatoly, and as always, this is one of my favorites. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a big heavy hitter like that, but sometimes I'm in the mood for somewhere in the middle. I don't want to be bored, but I'm not looking for, you know, the full shebang here. But this is such a great smoke. John, I can't wait to see you in a week. A week from today, we will be hanging out at this time, probably having some drinks and having a great time, just like we did last time at Bernie's Bungalow. Yeah, I love this smoke, man. It's smooth, it's sweet. There's a little bit of spice that comes in and out. There's a little bit of cedary wood notes that come in and out. There's some leathery mouthfeel here, but not pervasive. Like I don't know. This is a well-blended thing. So John is a Marine Corps veteran, and he's also just got a killer instinct for cigars. This is his first blend.
oh, nice.
He's got an excellent master blender in the Dominican Republic named Ariel, but this cigar John blended, and I fucking love it. And it will be on our shelves soon, but it will be first debuted for those of you who want to come to this event and eat ribs and smoke and drink and be merry.
Wait,
I don't
ribs?
know why you wouldn't. Ribs, man.
Not like
Bernie is-
Ribs, man.
Everybody's
Like
getting
If you buy a ticket
plate
to this event, you get a plate with a rack of ribs and
Whoa.
sides, and then we're doing
All
right.
nice scotch. We're doing cigars. John's gonna be there. He'll give you a big hug and touch your pee-pee a little bit.
Wait,
And,
Jesus Christ!
Maybe not that last one.
John's pretty welcome.
What
You
size
got-
condom do you know? I don't know. Large cigars. Clean up on aisle 6.
I had to make a stupid joke there, but no. In all seriousness, John's my guy. Sagrado is one of the best companies, especially newer people. Good God, they're
Yeah.
killing it.
Sagrado is
Please,
fantastic.
please try them.
So before we go
That's
to
it from me, and
Mr.
then-
Smith here, we're gonna do Texan
yeah.
Taurus. I wired an 8-inch base tube to my fuse box. Ground wire was on the door. Yeah, that lasted like a few days. Smoke clouds in the car.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
Spirits leaving the electronics.
And then we got one more
Yeah.
here for you, Chad. Any barrel age aftertaste on those diesels?
Yeah, what do you
Like
think?
that funk,
Like, I'm
you
not
know?
getting the
No. I really don't have any complaints about this cigar.
nothing.
It's
nothing
kind of
aftertasty.
and I really like. I was willing to, because there were a couple of cigars that we needed to be on camera, not to be too much inside baseball. But I really wanted to have this cigar if nobody had anything that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I had this.
Yeah.
I fucking really like it. Really like it a lot.
It's worth $1.
It's fantastic.
Oh shit, we're frozen.
Oh,
We still got
shit.
audio. Sorry,
Okay,
guys.
so-
Our with the last couple times, we'll get
Well,
it figured out. Don't
we-
worry about it.
We're on the.
Your lungs, yo. I'm probably gonna die next year. Like.
And then how has that
Okay,
progressed for
yeah.
you? Like anything change? If you don't have the vocabulary for it, it's fine. You can be like, it's diesel oil on the slick with a nice like turpentine.
Well, just tell us how you like it. Don't listen.
What I'm kind of surprised about is how long it's lasted. As you can see, it's significantly longer than
Yeah.
my peers. Okay, there's a joke in there somewhere, but I usually smoke these much faster. But I mean, having said that,
It's a tightly packed cigar.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
premium. That's
slow
an
burn.
expensive premium cigar.
Yeah,
It should last you an hour and a half at least.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's doing its job, and
Cool.
it's fantastic. The thing is that there's a really nice taste that lingers in your mouth, very sort of chocolatey, very smooth, subtle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's a real pleasure to just sit there with it and
Yeah.
just make an evening out of it.
Absolutely.
And would recommend that to anybody with a sweet tooth.
Cool.
And I don't want to turn this into a whiskey stream.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. You got
it's
the stage. Tell
First
us what
time
you
I've,
think.
It
I've
is a
tried
whiskey
the-
stream. Don't worry
You're
about
trying
it.
the old.
Right.
You're trying the
Yeah.
old Fitzgerald, right?
Yeah, it's the first time I've
Oh
tried
yeah.
the-
What do you think about that? Old
Yeah,
show?
it's not as adventurous actually as the Brimstone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's very sort
It's
of
a little light and mild.
yeah,
but it's-
but it's definitely got all the
True
body.
to form.
Mhm,
Yeah.
absolutely, and like Brimstone, goes down smooth, lovely classic taste to it. So would recommend.
Okay. For me, doing the Don Kiki Gold, normally cigars like settle down a little bit after the first initial light and the first like inch or so, but it stayed true all the way through. I did a few retrohales. The cedar and the cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove is coming through really strong, and it's got like a slight oiliness to it, not as extreme as like what I'm thinking you're experiencing, but like it just coats your palate.
Yeah.
And
Got,
overall, it's a great cigar.
A few more that just hit up. Texas Taurus. We are actually just hitting the top of our live stream, or the hour here for our live stream.
Butt plug Northern Knives.
Butt plug Northern Knives.
Butt plug? Did you say butt plug?
Butt plug Northern Knives.
Butt plug,
Comma,
comma Northern Knives, or
Butt, comma.
comma.
plug Northern Knives.
I mean, there's the stripper tipper. It might be the stripper defender.
All right, so if you want to hang out more, in 30 minutes after this ends, we're gonna do a knife stream, but we're gonna still do drinking and cigars, but we're gonna talk knives too.
Yeah, that's Northern Knives, northernknives.com, or just Northern Knives on YouTube or Facebook or whatever platform you're watching on. It's the same merry group of assholes. We might even rope this guy into it. I don't know. I don't know yet. He didn't know that question's coming. So, yeah, just if you want to hang out, smoke, and drink with us, and if you like knives, Northern Knives.
Yeah, and we generally do on these nights we do at least 2 hours of on-camera bullshit.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of time to smoke
Yeah.
another.
I know. Is there anything you want to give a shout out? So that was Redline Repairs or
Redlinerepairs.com.
Redlinerepairs.com.
Okay.
Redlinerepairs.com.
Thank you.
Say
He
it, Chad.
doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
want to do cars, but he might do cars.
He's not a car guy, but he might be. Give him a chance.
If he can put a
Those
brick
guys
on
are
it,
so
he'll figure it
protective
out.
over there.
What ones?
Well, like I went over there to talk to you to see how I should like make the text for this live stream flow. And like I went in there twice, and they are so protective. They do not want to pull you away from your work. I was like, "Hey, I'm over here to talk to
really?
Steve," and they're like, "Steve who?" And I'm like, Steve who does your repairs.
They
And they're
didn't
like,
even say that. Wow.
"Yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, I'm over here. We're doing a live stream with him. We want to like get some info." And they're like, "All right, we'll let him know." And they wrote on a sticky note and just like threw it away.
Well, yeah,
my
because you're
God.
well, no. What that
Hold
is
on,
your
that-
time's fucking valuable, so
Yeah.
they're not gonna fuck with
Exactly.
you.
That's just the same as if somebody calls me on the phone. They're like, "Hey, Mike's there," and I'm like, fucking maybe. Who the fuck are you? You've got a busy person. So I don't know. I will, if it's okay, I'll also plug Mammoth Music, man. Mammoth Music is a long-standing, locally owned, locally operated, fucking music store.
So we've been around. Northern Knives has been around for more than 20 years, and people always ask, "Where are you?" And I go, "I'm across the street from Mammoth Music."
Across from
and they
Mammoth
go,
Music.
"Okay."
Yeah,
It's like,
okay,
oh,
boom.
so
Instant
that's what
recognition.
people know. Like, oh, shit, we're across the street from Mammoth Music. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I know where you're at.
Yeah,
I know where
this-
Mammoth Music
This
is at.
town, yeah, we do have that big box store. We've got some other stuff, but honestly, if you're a musician in this town, why would you go anywhere but Mammoth? Mammoth is great. They're our neighbors. They're our friends.
They've been operating for about 30 years now,
Yeah.
and they've been very good to me.
Yeah.
They've been very good to me. Forrest, gave me a phone call, said, I heard that you fix things. He's obviously
I heard you fix stuff.
yeah.
I heard you fix stuff.
And you know, got me in for an interview and
By the way,
said,
I'm
you know,
very
I've got a
good at
bunch of stuff that needs repaired. Can you do it? I was like, sure, you know, go. And that was, well, I've been working there since, oh God, February
Oh,
now.
no shit. Nice.
So a bit over 6 months, but I'm having a whale of a time. I've got my little room in the back. I call it my hobbit hole, you know. Nobody, nobody else goes in there. It's just I'm surrounded by components and broken things, much like outside of work. But I love it. I love fixing stuff.
Very cool.
Well, I like destroying stuff, so you and I
No,
can
no,
do a good
we'll get
business
on,
together.
no,
I have tremendous respect for somebody who, like, at the end of the day, they're like, I did this and this and this, and I made a physical difference, and I
absolutely.
I did something with my day. Like, I have tremendous respect for that.
Do you want
That's
to,
cool.
do you want to know how I kind of get into it? So, the way it works in the UK is like you can go for the 4 years at university and you can get a degree when you're finished, or you can do 3 years in your college before university and you can do 1 year and get the degree. So I did the latter. I went for the 3 years, but my university made an administration error and I didn't get accepted. I got accepted to the university, and then they gave me the entrance gift and everything, said welcome letter, and then they called me and said, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no!
We can't let you in. And I said, why is that? He said, you don't have the qualification that we require. And I said to them, I approached you asking if I could get that qualification with you over the summer, and you said yes. And so with all that rigmarole, I said, well, I don't have the time or the money to go and get the full degree, but I was already doing degree level electronics projects. I was designing security doors and stuff like that for just off the top of my head kind of projects. Even the technicians for the college were like, holy hell, we've never had this. Actually revolutionised the syllabus for my college, because the lecturers being glorified CB radio operators.
Oh my God.
Were telling us to use a certain kind of chips for the design in our circuits, and I said, no, that's inefficient. You want to use the modern day microcontrollers. I'll show the class how to do this. And everybody ended up copying my choices, and then they changed the course to teach.
Dude, that's gotta be a good feeling right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
sure.
bittersweet. It's bittersweet because at the end of the day, you know, if they had just not messed me around, I would be like, I mean, it doesn't really make much difference whether I've got the degree or not. I can actually apply the knowledge and show that I know what I'm doing. But you know, it would have been really nice to get that. But you know, I decided that because I couldn't go any further with it, I was going to get into repairs, doing what I knew I could do, and here I am today. So I started working in a mobile phone repair store,
Cool.
and went on to own my own, and here we are with Redline. So
Cool. Thank you for coming and hanging out, man.
thank you so much, guys.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
man.
appreciate it.
Thanks so
Thank you
much
for
for
coming and
having
hanging
me.
out, man.
Cheers. Thank you again.
Yeah.
All right, I will do.
All
I
right.
know you're about to do your sign out thing, but we've got Texas Tourist going Northern Knives. What time? Northern Knives. The logo is NK, and there's a lightning bolt in between. We go live at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So we're 1:07. So 23 minutes from now.
Yeah.
We can say that.
Join in, man. It's a hoot.
Good night, John.
Good night, John. Good night,
Great
bros.
evening. We'll see
Good
you
night,
here
Moon.
soon.
Have a good night,
Stars.
guys. Thanks for joining us. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you so much.
Y'all have a good night.
Strike a pose.